But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Don't stare, cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm doing What If Deku Was Spider-Man, Part 1. Or if you don't want to call it, What If Deku Was Spider-Man, you can call it What If Deku Had Spider-Man's Abilities. You guys can choose whichever one you guys would like to call it, but I'm calling it What If Deku Was Spider-Man, Part 1. Sorry for the lack of content lately. I kind of went over this in a little better of detail in the last video. I didn't actually explain it fully, but I just, explained it a little bit more than I'm going to do today. But once again, sorry about not posting. I've been having some trouble deciding whether I'm going to continue or not, but that isn't the big deal. Once again, I informed Discord, I showed them the thumbnail. So, once again, if you guys want to help me choose my thumbnails, or, I don't know, get to talk with me, then I would recommend joining my Discord. Link, I just remembered, did I? Yes, I did put the link in the, gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. I had to think for a second, because I thought I forgot to put the link in the description in the last video, but I remembered. So now I remember. Oh, gosh, the editing for that video was, it was hard work. But back to the video. So, link will be in the description. Go down in the description, click that link, and join my Discord. Because if you guys want to get to talk to me, or help me choose my next video, or my thumbnail, I would recommend joining that. Because, if you join my Discord, not only do you have a higher chance of becoming a moderator for my YouTube live streams when I do live streams, you will get the chance to become a moderator on such live streams. Because all you have to do is become friends with me. And guess what? You can do that by clicking the link in the description. But I think I've talked about Discord a little bit too much, so if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe, and while you're at it, United States of smash the bell icon to be notified when I post a new video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Yeah, let's get on into it. So, Deku, from a very young age, was very, very smart. When he was 4 years old, he was, doing things other kids his age wouldn't have been doing. Instead of, going outside and playing football or something, he was inside studying all the time. And no matter what Deku's dad tried to do, he could never get him outside. He would try and play catch with him, but whenever he threw the ball at him, he'd just put his book closer to his face and the ball would hit the book. So every day, Deku's dad would try and get him outside and try. But Deku just would never have any interest. He would always just have his face glued to his book. He was always studying. So, Deku's mom got a little bit worried. So she took him to the quirk doctor to see if, this could be his quirk. Very possibly. So, they take him to the quirk doctor, and Deku, for the first time, drops his book down. He drops the book on the ground. Normally, Deku would never drop a book. Never. Because he finds that very disrespectful to drop a book on the ground. That's like stomping on someone's grave to him. It's that level of disrespect. And Deku's just frozen. He has no words for what he feels. The quirk doctor just said he has no quirk. Deku is just shell-shocked. He doesn't know what to say. And Deku's mom says, "Are you sure? Why me and his father both have quirks? I mean, he should have gotten a quirk." And the quirk doctor says, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but your son is quirkless." Well, if you look here at his pinky toe, he does not have a joint in it, which means he doesn't have a quirk. I am very sorry. And then Deku's mom asks, "Are you sure your machines aren't faulty? Because that's very well possible, right? The X-ray must be faulted in some way. Right? Can we get another one?" And the quirk doctor says, "No, ma'am. I'm sorry." And Deku's mom is just shocked because she knew a boy who didn't have a quirk when she was a child, and he got bullied to the point where he committed suicide. And Deku's mom liked that kid. I mean, she hoped she could have married him because he was a nice kid. I mean, he never got in trouble. He always got straight A's. He was a gentleman, and he committed suicide. So she immediately looks over to Deku, who's just sitting there with tears rolling down his face, and Deku just can't explain the pain he's in right now. It felt like someone just took like a gun and just shot him point blank in the heart. He can't explain the emotional pain he is in right now. There may not be any physical damage, but it sure feels like it. And all of Deku's scientifical, analogies are just running through his head as he's wondering what this pain is. Because Deku had never been subject to it, because he was always inside reading books. He never got out to visit his family. He never got out to get hurt. Like, he never rode a bike and crashed. He never did. He was always just inside reading a book. So he has never felt this pain before. So Deku's mom levitates the book to her as she says, "Well, I think we should be taking our leave. Thank you very much, Doctor." When Deku and Inko get home, Deku's dad immediately asks, "How did it go? What's his quirk?" And Inko pulls him aside and says, "He doesn't have one." And Deku's dad says, "What?" It's alright. You know what I think will get our minds off of this? A vacation. Yeah. What do you think, Deku? Do you want to go on a vacation? As Deku's just sitting on the couch with this blank expression as tears are just rolling down his face. As Deku's dad says, "Great! Let's go. Let's get ready. We leave tomorrow." So, Deku wakes up around 12 p.m. Deku sits up, rubbing his eyes, and then he remembers the vacation. He quickly gets up out of bed and runs towards the living room, and no one's there. And then he runs into the kitchen. No one's there. He runs into there, to his mom and dad's bedroom. No one's there. He runs into the garage and none of their cars are in there. Or their car isn't in there. Deku immediately thinks, oh crap, I've been left home alone. Did they leave without me? He quickly rushes to the phone and starts dialing their number. It keeps on going. Bah, 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 bah. No one's answering. He called them at least 11 times, both of them individually, and neither of them answered. Deku, getting a little bit worried, turns on the TV. But before he did that, he called his grandma. 'Cause whenever, he wasn't studying, his mom and dad would say, if anything ever happens, call grandma. But Deku would never really pay attention. But right now, he's remembering it, and it's hitting him like a truck. So Deku quickly calls his grandma, and she doesn't respond. So Deku turns on the TV to try and get his mind off of it. So Deku's halfway into SpongeBob when... breaking news. A car has just crashed southbound on 128th Street North. Deku's eyes immediately glue to the car as his mind flashes images of his parents' car. He thinks, that's my mom and dad's car. As the news anchor says, supposedly a suspect had opened fire on the vehicle after a nearby robbery and shot the driver dead as they crashed into a pole, killing the passenger. As the anchor says the two victims' names, Inko, Midoriya, and Itachi? I'll just say his name is Itachi. Itachi Midoriya. Deku immediately bursts into tears as he remembers all the times his dad tried to play catch with him. He was always so stubborn. Why didn't he just play catch with him? He's just crying and crying as he's just asking for forgiveness, and he just doesn't know what to say. His mother and father died, and he never got to spend quality time with him because he was always glued to his books. Why couldn't he have just played one game of catch with his dad? Why? Because now he will never get to do it. He will never learn how to tie a bow tie when he's older and getting married. He'll never have someone to ask if they were scared when they were getting married. He'll never have that. And he'll never be able to see his parents again. And Deku is just crying and crying and crying. He just has no words. This emotional pain is way beyond not having a quirk. This emotional pain feels like he was ran over by a truck, shot 15 times with a 12-gauge shotgun, and had an entire mag just lit into him by an AK-47. And then just to plop it off, a meteor struck the earth, destroying it all with him on it. He doesn't have words for the emotional pain he is in. So for that entire day, Deku would just cry. Till eventually his aunt and uncle would come. His Uncle Ben would just see him there, distraught, and his Aunt May would immediately rush towards him and start hugging him. Deku is just he can't even talk. They keep on asking him if he's alright and telling him he'll be alright, but he just can't stop crying. He can't stop thinking about all the moments he should have hung out with his parents. He just couldn't stop thinking about how his friends, they always played catch with their dads and helped their mom bake cookies, and he never did that. Day and night he would be studying. He has no words for what he's going through. So Deku would go with his aunt and uncle, and after that Deku would, he would turn to normal. He wouldn't, normal, not, like our normal, not his normal. He would turn to normal. After the death, he would actually play catch with Ben, and he would help his aunt bake cookies, and he would start taking karate and boxing lessons. Life was going good. Till one fateful day. Deku was sitting at home watching TV when he was around 7. And the same guy who killed his mom and dad killed Uncle Ben. He'd be watching SpongeBob on a rainy day when... I'm just saying SpongeBob because I feel it's something that kids would watch during their free time, so, like, little kids. I still watch it occasionally, but that's because when I'm in bed, I just have something on the TV, so, like I was saying. Deku would be watching SpongeBob when all of a sudden a breaking news would come up on the TV. Deku knew what happened the last time this happened. Deku couldn't bear to look. Aunt May immediately covered her mouth as she started to cry. Deku opens his eyes to look at the TV and sees that it was Uncle Ben this time. Deku immediately drops off of the couch and starts crying. Why me? Why did this have to happen to me? Why? First my mom, first my dad, now Uncle Ben? Why? Why? They would go on to have Uncle Ben's funeral, and at the funeral, Deku would remember something that Uncle Ben told him. With great power comes great responsibility. That was the last words Uncle Ben ever told him. So Deku would start furiously training in taekwondo, in karate, in boxing. He would do every type of martial arts, every type of fighting style. He would learn it all. He would take his smarts and use it for something to help. So one day, when Deku's like 10 years old, his class gets to go on a field trip. And to, let's say, Chernobyl. I mean, I know this takes place in Japan, but let's say they flew down to Chernobyl for the field trip. So, they go inside of this old research facility. And, they're walking around, and Deku sees this closed-off path. And Deku decides, why not? Let's go check it out. And Deku goes past the caution tape and goes inside. Deku's just walking around as he just keeps on seeing signs of high radioactive. High radioactive. And he just keeps walking forward. Till eventually he comes across this lab with a lock on it saying, "Do not enter on your own risk. Highly radioactive." Deku decides, hey, why not? What all do I really have to live for anymore? To think, Aunt May's probably gonna see breaking news. I'm dead. So Deku decides to make a homemade pick lock, or lock pick. And he picks the lock and slides the door open. And he pulls out a flashlight that he packed in his backpack. He's shining the light everywhere, and eventually he comes across a telescope. He wonders why a telescope would be in here, but he picks it up and looks through it, and he sees a spider inside. Deku quickly drops the telescope and backs up. Then Deku hears his teacher calling out to him. So Deku quickly rushes to her, but not without the spider crawling up his leg. So Deku is walking with the group after the teacher asked him where he was, and Deku just said, I had to use the restroom. Deku had never really lied before, and he kind of liked it. So Deku's walking as the group is preparing to leave. Deku feels a very, very sharp pain on his leg. Deku quickly lifts his shirt up to see that same spider with a red mark on its back, as it starts to glitch almost. Deku quickly slaps it, but then right after he slapped it, Deku fell to the ground and started shaking violently. He was having a seizure. Deku was just shaking and shaking, and the teacher screams as she tells one of the other teachers to call 911. Deku is quickly rushed to a nearby hospital where his seizure would end after 1 hour of seizuring. Deku would wake up to see his Aunt May, and he would ask, "What happened?" And Aunt May would say, "Oh, thank goodness. I thought I lost you too. Oh, thank goodness." As the doctor would say, "You had a spider bite, and then you had a very, very bad allergic reaction to it, causing you to spaz out for 1 hour." Deku would say, 1 hour? Are you kidding? And the doctor would say, no, I'm not. Deku would say, crap. What kind of spider was it? And the doctor would say, we don't know. We couldn't find its body. After you slapped it, you started spazzing out, and you must have kicked the body somewhere. So we were unable to find it. Deku says, oh. And when Deku would get back to Japan, Deku would start realizing his hands are very sticky. He would try and pick up a book, but his hand would stick to it. He's just non-stop sticking to everything. And Deku wonders what's going on. And then Deku tries something out. He puts his hand on the wall, puts another hand on the wall, puts a foot on the wall, puts another foot on, and he starts crawling up on the ceiling. Deku's like, what? I thought the quirk doctor said I didn't have a quirk. What's going on? As Deku just starts crawling all over the room, but then Deku realizes, how do I get off? As he's pulling and pulling, he can't pull himself off. And then Deku realizes, if I were to pull myself off and fall, what's gonna happen? Possible concussion? I need to think better about this. As Deku crawls back over to the wall he got on earlier, and he takes one foot off, another foot off, puts both on the ground, takes one hand off, then another hand off. Then Deku thinks to himself, okay, it's only calming yourself down that unsticks you. Okay, that's pretty cool. Wonder what else I can do. As Deku thinks about the ability he just used and thinks, maybe I have the power of a slug. Let's try and make a shell. And he can't make the shell. So then Deku thinks of another creature that can stick on walls. What else? A spider. Okay, let's see if I can shoot webs. And Deku shoots a web at a coffee mug and pulls it over to him. And Deku is like, crap, do I have the powers of a spider? So Deku immediately gets to field testing. He tests if he has super strength. He lifts up a dumpster. Check. He checks if he has super speed. So, a halfway mark. And then he tests if he has delayed or fast reflexes. So he tells his mom to throw a baseball at him. And right before she throws it, Deku gets this feeling, and he dodges it with his eyes closed. Deku puts a check mark on that. So Deku puts the puzzle pieces together and thinks to himself, okay, so this is either a quirk or some kind of mutation. This has never been seen before in the scientific quirk research. It's never happened before. They've attempted to mutate people with strands of quirks, but it's never been done. The only place that has ever tried to research this was Chernobyl. Is it possible they were able to do it, but then the meltdown happened? That's a theory for another time. But right now I need to get back to field testing. So Deku would climb up onto the tallest building in his town. And Deku would look down and just feel this sense of uneasement. But Deku knows he can do it. So Deku decides to try and swing with his webs, because he wants to test the durability of not only himself, but the webs, to see if they can hold his body weight. So Deku knows that this is possibly suicidal, but wants to try it out anyway. So Deku jumps off and quickly shoots a web at a nearby building. It works for a second till he gets scared of the height and loses his grip on the web and falls down onto a car, hitting it back first. Deku would kind of reel in pain, but then quickly realize the pain's already gone. That was weird. So regeneration abilities. Huh. Alright, that's cool. So Deku goes back up and tries again, keeping his cool. Deku would launch a web at the building and swing up to the very top. Deku would be so excited by this and immediately get to work for avenging his mother, father, and Ben. So Deku would have to make an identity for himself. So, using the money he had been saving up with his jobs. And yes, Deku had been doing jobs at 10. But it's not like jobs like McDonald's or something. It's just been, mowing the lawn and stuff like that. But he's been doing it for a while because Deku realized at a young age that in order to make it in this world, you have to have money. So from a young age, Deku was working. So Deku had about $1,000 saved up. So he would use that $1,000 to make a suit. So Deku would want a metallic type of fabric or armor. So I'm not gonna try and make something up. I'm just gonna make up a thing. He would go for cryarbric metal. It's cheap, very lightweight and durable. Next, he would put LEDs in it and an own functioning AI called Siri. Why not? And then he would install web shooters because he realized his natural webs aren't as good. So he would make web liquid and put it into web shooters in order to make stronger and more durable webs. And then next, he would, let me think, because I want to give him a unique Spider-Man power. Because each Spider-Man has their own unique power. Like Miles Morales, he can turn invisible and can shoot electricity. And, Spider-Man, he's the first Spider-Man. He has webs. And, every Spider-Man has their own unique power. So he has to have his own unique power. So I'll let you guys decide that. Like, what should the next web shooter variant be for him? Like, what do you guys think would match his thing? Because Miles Morales has electricity, so no electricity. Like, think of something, because I feel like because of the green, it should be something eco. Like, something about eco. Like, eco-friendly or something. Like, because I think, like, a plant-type web, but I don't know. You guys can decide on that. Like, decide what the next web variant should be. So, yeah. Deku would then establish a name for himself. Spider-Man. And one day, Deku would see that someone's getting robbed. So he would quickly pounce down and web the guy's hand to a wall. The guy would quickly use his quirk to... What should his quirk be? I'll say his quirk is rock bending. Or earth bending. So the villain would use his quirk to, like, create a rock hand. So his hand is no longer stuck to the wall. And then the villain would smash Deku's head with the rock hand, destroying the web. Deku would quickly have to readjust after being knocked back. Deku would do a cartwheel backwards and then quickly rush back at the enemy. Deku would do a slide between the villain's legs, and then when the villain looked at him, Deku would hit him with webs in the face, and then punch him in the stomach, and then in the face, or in the chin, knocking him out. Deku would quickly give the girl her purse back and run off. And Deku would do this a lot, and eventually it caught the eye of the police, and All Might had to step in. So one day, Deku's about to pounce on another villain when All Might is like, "So, how are you doing on this fine evening?" Deku would quickly dodge back, and he's wondering, why didn't his spidey sense tell him that he was coming? he must have gotten here really quick. And Deku says, All Might, correct? What are you doing here? And All Might says, Ha ha ha. Of course, I'm bringing you to justice. And Deku says, What justice? I have been helping you guys. I haven't been harming anyone but the people who do harm to others. Trust me, you don't know what you're trying to do, All Might. My family was killed by these villainous scum. And I want to be able to do something without a stupid hero license. So I don't want to waste my time trying when I know I'll pass. And All Might says, if you know you'll pass, then why don't you do the test and get your hero license so you can do this stuff legally? And then Deku says, because I don't have the time to do that. My mom and dad's killer is out there somewhere. It's only a matter of time before he kills my aunt or he kills someone else. And I know because I'm the family. I'm the son. And, son, is it a nephew? Yeah, nephew. And the nephew of the people who were murdered. So I know if I can lure him out, I can kill him. I can get the revenge that I have always wanted and dreamed of. And I don't have the time to be wasting. 'Cause I know you heroes, you guys won't do anything. So you don't care about family affairs. You don't care. You may make it look like you do, but in the end, you do one simple investigation and then you drop it. Like you did for my mom, dad, and uncle. You guys dropped it, saying it was suicide. The news even knew it was wrong, because they knew that someone killed them. But the police deny it. They say it was some kind of stupid suicide. So don't waste my time, as Deku quickly tries to swing away, but All Might knocks him out and brings him in. The police ask him what his suit is for, and Deku says, it's supposed to hide my identity and keep me protected. And the police would ask him a couple other questions and let him go, giving him the suit back. So, Deku one day would be strolling in the park or underneath a bridge. Like, he'd be walking underneath a bridge when the sludge villain pops out of a drain. He's like, that cursed All Might. I'll kill him. I'll kill him. And then the sludge villain sees Deku. Deku knows this isn't good, and he quickly tries to run away, but the sludge villain gets behind him. And Deku, using his spidey sense, senses him before he grabs him. And Deku uses his web slingers, or what does he call them? Web shooters. Yeah, web shooters. Deku would use his web shooters to get up on top of the bridge, because he keeps them on him at all times. Deku would be up on the bridge, and Deku would start just laying into the sludge villain with webs. This would do absolutely nothing. Deku would quickly grab a nearby rock and slam it into the sludge villain using his webs. The sludge villain was like, that crap hurt, kid. Just give up your body, and all of this can be over with. And you'll be able to go up and see your pretty little mommy and daddy. And Deku says, how do you know about them? And the sludge villain says, kid, I know a lot of people underground. So give me your body. And Deku says, tell me who killed them. As Deku would web up a hornet's nest and slam it into the sludge villain. And the sludge villain would be stung in the eye, and the sludge villain would go, that tripping hurt, you stupid little kid. kill you! As All Might arrives with his famous line, "No need to fear, as I am here." As All Might would quickly see the sludge villain going after Deku, All Might would have to think fast, and he would go with his signature move, Detroit Smash! As he would smash the sludge villain, knocking the sludge villain out. All Might would quickly put the sludge villain into a bottle that he found lying on the road and quickly try and go. Deku would ask one question before he goes. Can I be a hero without a quirk? And tell me realistically. As All Might would say, wait, you're the vigilante kid. I mean, with your skills, I'd say totally, but if you were a regular civilian without a quirk trying to be a hero, I'd give it up. That police officers do a lot, and they earn some good money. So, but with your skills, I'm sure you could make a fine hero. So, All Might says, "Don't worry, I already signed your notebook. Goodbye." As All Might would launch into the air. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where I'm going to end this episode off here. I'm sorry I made it so long. I was gonna aim for 20 minutes, but I couldn't get the full story I wanted in 20 minutes, so, yep, that ended up happening. So, yeah. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you all in the next video. Oh yeah, real quickly, if you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. And while you're at it, United States of, smash the bell icon to be notified when I post a new video. And another thing, do not forget to join my Discord. Link will be in the description. Once again, peace out.